So take me through that moment. So you said there was nothing in that moment that you could feel proud of, or like really was an accomplishment. I mean, so what was the next step? I mean, did you feel like, because I know you said Grand was always in church. Did your dad go to church? No. So even when y'all went, he wouldn't go. Okay, so would you say in that moment you felt you had an experience with God, or do you feel like, and when I say God, do you feel like you had an experience of the God within, or did you have an experience with the God in heaven? There's so many different views of God, so many different, right, and that is a whole other rabbit hole.
We might deal with it some point.
Yeah. We definitely go. We definitely get there. Stay tuned. So and literally, man, like we have no subject is off limits. So ask Pops right now. You getting to know Pops, but we're opening it up for any question that you guys may have, whether you're a young man, an older man. A woman that would like a man's perspective, a teenager, we're open to all questions that you may want to ask them.
So at some point you'll tell them where to send the questions.
Yes. So and if you do have a question, I know this is the first episode, but if you do have a question, you can send that question to AskPops70. That's AskPops 70@gmail.com.
Cool.
And we'll make sure we get those questions in, and we'll get those questions answered or give some perspective. So anyway, so getting back to so like we were saying, did you feel like you had in that moment an experience with God, that God was talking to you, that was the voice you heard, or do you feel like that was your own conscious at that moment?
Definitely it was not my conscience, because my conscience always told me a lot of times, don't take that last drink, but I did anyway.
Right.
But don't, you've had enough, but I would override that. Right. It was definitely not my conscience.
Okay.
It was God, which we won't go into all of that now.
Yeah.
But it was the supreme being.
Yeah.
That told me that you got decisions to make. If you die right now, where would you go?
Yeah.
And I didn't know a lot about heaven or hell just from what you hear.
Right.
But I knew that if I were to breathe my last breath, maybe after that wouldn't be so good.
Yeah.
Because I didn't do enough good that I felt like I could make a withdrawal.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
That makes sense.
So I didn't want to die that way. So the first person I thought about was my mama.
Right.
And this is like 1:00 in the morning, right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was. We had just gotten back and tore down the equipment. So by the time I got home, it was 12:30ish.
Okay.
And so we played at a country club in Charlotte, so it was close.
Mm-hmm.
So the first person I thought about was Mama.
Right.
So I'm a 23-year-old man crying like a baby, literally real tears. And I called Mom and wake her up, and she answered the phone, and I'm trying to talk. She said, "Boy, what is wrong with you?" Because she knew something tragic had happened.
Yeah.
She was wanting to know if it was on me,
right.
Me. So once I got my composure, I said, "Mama, I don't want to die like this." That's the first thing I said. Is that at the end of the day, when we get to the end of our road, when it's life or death, you got to make that decision. Are you ready or not?
Yeah.
So not being religious, I just told her I didn't want to die like that.
Yeah.
And she said, "What is wrong with you?" I said, "Well, Mama, can I just come over to your house?" It's 1 a.m. And my stepdad, she had remarried.
Okay.
We called him Fisher because he loved to fish. He was a good man. Fisher was a good man.
Bought my first car.
Yeah, he was a good man. And so I said, "Mama, please, just can I come over there?" She said, "Well, come on." No, mamas are like that.
Yeah. right. Oh, yeah, mama. Hey, call mama now. Come on, baby.
Yeah. And so I go to her house, and she opens the door, and I'm still crying. I cry all the way there because I'm at a point to where the only thing I can think of, I don't like my life right now.
Okay.
I don't like who I am right now, and I don't know what to do about it.
Yeah.
You know, and I felt like Mama had an answer for me.
Right.
So I go over there and I told her, I said, Mama, I just don't want. She said, well, what is wrong with you? I said, I just don't want to die like that. I kept saying that.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, you know, I don't know a whole lot about the Bible, Mama. You know that.
Mm-hmm.
And so I look up in the sky, in the living room,
Mm-hmm.
and I say, God, I don't even know if you're there. I don't even know who you are. I say, and Jesus, I don't even know if Jesus is your real son.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just telling you, I don't know. And then I got down like this. I said, but if you real,
Yeah.
I said, if there is a real Jesus, I said, I want you to change my life right now. And I told Mama, I said, I just believe that you and Roosevelt was supposed to hear me say that prayer. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I just felt like that.
Yeah.
So I said, can I stay here tonight? And she said, boy, go on in your bedroom. Because they always have a bedroom.
Right.
They always
They keep a room for
yeah,
you.
they keep your room for you.
Yeah.
So the very next day, I felt like a peace over me. I can't explain it other than there was just like a total peace. And she had given me her Bible that night. I asked her, did she have a Bible? She gave me the old Bible that she had always had. And I just kind of slept with it. So I woke up and there was so much peace in my heart. And from that point, I knew I was supposed to lead the band. I didn't know where I was going to work, know what I was going to do. I had an apartment, had a car, had bills, but I just knew that I had to turn around from that lifestyle, not knowing where I didn't get no direction.
Yeah.
Other than I didn't want to die like this.
So you didn't hear that same voice tell you, hey, my son, go to apply here or do this, or it was nothing. It was just all.
I just knew I had to make that decision to walk away from that, not knowing what was going to come next.
Yeah.
And so I told my Reese, I called him that same day. I said, yo, Reese, I said, I got to lead the band. He said, well, stop playing. You know, so we had that dialogue and he could not understand what happened. I didn't tell him the whole experience.
Right.
I just told him I need to lead the band. And so it was very confusing to him.
Right.
But long story short, I just walked away from it. I had to end up leaving my apartment because I couldn't afford it. Mom allowed me to move back in with her, a 23-year-old man, you know. And
So let me ask you this. So you left that conversation. You didn't like tour and trying to wean off. You just completely left.
I had to leave.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. There was
So-
no way I could, in my conscience,
Yeah.
there's really no way I could do it.